Hello and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build Duck Fling from Stampy's Funland. So without further ado, let's get into it. In this chest you can see the materials you are going to need for today's video. Now if you are doing this in survival mode, I have left the exact amount that you will need of each of these items in the description. So take a good look, and once you think you have everything, we can start today's project. For today's build, you are going to need an area that is 24 blocks wide by 33 blocks long. And to begin, we're going to come to the bottom left corner and we're going to count to the right by 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And starting from this block, we're going to dig out a rectangle that is 7 blocks wide by 11 blocks long. So let's do that now. There we are. Now to begin filling it in, we're going to fill the left-hand row with just sandstone, coming all the way to the back like this. And we're going to do the same with the right-hand row. Next, we're going to connect them at the top with 5 pieces of sandstone so that we end up with this upside down U shape. Now we're going to take our blue wool and we're going to fill in the second row in. And we're going to do the same on the other side, but with red wool. So we end up with our 2 queues for the 2 teams of players. And now we just simply fill in the rest of this middle space with sandstone. Just like this. Now we're going to take our oak fences and we're going to cover the sandstone row on the left with them, like this, and we do the exact same on the right, like so. Now we're going to take ourselves our chest and we're going to place it on the middlemost block at the front here, like that. And we surround it with oak fences, forming another upside down U shape. Now we're going to take ourselves an oak sign, and on it, we're going to write The Pretty Duck Fling with only the T in the capitalized. And it should read just like this. Now we take our oak fences and we're going to extend back both of the corners of this U shape by another 2 blocks so that we end up with the letter H. Now behind these 2 outcrops of fences, we're going to place a 3 wide row of yellow blocks with 1 more in the middle, forming this upside down T shape. And then we just extend back the middle bottom block until we reach the end of the sandstone. And finally, we're going to add 2 more details. So for one, we take our torches and we place one on the end fence on each row that exists, so that we end up doing that. And then finally, we take our sandstone slabs and we place one to the left of the end of the red row and to the right of the end of the blue row. And now we're going to do the part that will probably take the longest, which is building up the chicken. Or more specifically, the outside of the chicken, which ends up being quite big. So we start by placing a piece of white wool behind the yellow block here, and we extend it to the right and to the left by a further 9 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, bringing us right in line with the border here. And we do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But don't worry, this one isn't meant to reach the border. And now we're going to extend back both sides by a further 13 blocks so that it ends up being a total of 14 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we bring it around and form it up so it becomes a full rectangle. Just like this. And now what I want you to do is build up all of these walls so that they're a total of 8 blocks tall, including the bottom block. So let's do that now. then with that done, we end up with the body looking like this. Now we're going to create the wings of the duck. So first we're going to come to the front hand side, and on the top row, coming in one block from both sides, we're going to fill it in, just like this, making sure to leave one block empty on both sides. We repeat this 2 more times so that we end up with a rectangle that is 3 blocks tall. Now we're going to do another row below it, once again coming in one block on either side. Then we repeat that 1 more time, coming in a further block, which then means our wing should look exactly like this. And now we're just going to repeat the exact same thing, but on the back side of the chicken. And now we're going to create the right leg of the chicken. So if we come to the very center block, you'll know it because it is 9 blocks away on both sides. And then we're going to break out these 3 blocks underneath the wing and replace them with yellow wool. And now we're going to extend out the bottommost block by a further 8 blocks of yellow wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we place 1 yellow block to the left, to the right, and above it. And then finally we place a torch on the topmost block facing outwards. And that gives us the right leg of the chicken. Now to build the head of the chicken, we're going to come back to the front, and on the left hand side, we're going to come to the corner here and count up 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to extend out this block to the left by 3. So it should be at the same height, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to come in 4 blocks from the other side and repeat the exact same thing, like this. And then we simply connect up the 2 ends to form this rectangle. And now the next step is to build up this rectangle by a further 7 blocks, so that it ends up being 8 blocks tall. And that should leave the head looking like this. To begin adding detail to the face of the duck, we're going to start by filling in the bottom of it. So for the first row, being the one closest to the body, we're going to place a piece of white wool, a piece of glowstone, 2 pieces of wool, 1 piece of glowstone, and 1 more piece of wool. And then we just fill in this last row with only wool. Now for the face, we're going to come to the middle 2 blocks here, and we're going to place red wool on both of them, and then extend it up by another block to give us this 2x2 square. Then we fill in the next row entirely with yellow wool, as well as the one above it. We're going to bring out the top block with a further row of yellow wool, giving us this upside down L shape that stretches across the entire face. And then we fill in the empty gap below with brown wool. Now for the eyes, we're going to come to the right hand side here. We're going to come up by 2 and to the left and break out a 2 high hole, which should be in the middle of the face. And we do that on the other side. And we fill in both of these holes with black wool, leaving 4 blocks in between each eye. Now, on the piece of yellow wool that is directly below each of the eyes, we're going to break them out and fill them in with dark grey wool. And now finally we're going to give the duck a little hat. So we start by adding 1 more layer to the rectangle, but this is going to be made entirely out of black wool, coming all the way around like this. Then we're going to extend out this layer by 1 further block on all sides, so we get this rim going around the outside that will be the rim of the hat. There we are. Now we're going to build up the inner rectangle by a further 3 blocks, so only the inner, so that we still keep this rim of 1 block going around the outside that isn't interrupted at any point. And we're just going to make sure to do this on all of our sides. Almost done. There we are. Then we finally just fill in the top of it with black wool, so that we can no longer see the inside of the head. And that is now the head done. Next, we're going to take our torches and we're going to place one in the corner at the top of the duck's body on all four corners, like so. Now, the last bit of tedious work that we're going to have to do for this build is we're going to break out the entire floor inside the duck here and replace it with oak planks. So let's get on with that. And with that now done, we can start working on the detail for the inside of the chicken. So we're going to start by grabbing ourselves our white wool, and we're going to come to the side that has the entrance, and on the middlemost block on the inside wall, we're going to place a piece of white wool and then extend it out to the left and the right by a further 2 blocks. Then we're going to bring up the left hand side by a further 2 blocks, and we do the same with the right hand side, giving us this U shape. Then we bring the secondmost column up by another 3, and the same with the second column in from the right. And then we take our yellow wool and fill in the 2 blocks in the middle here and cap it off with a piece of white wool. Now we're going to grab ourselves our oak planks and we're going to fill in the outer rim of the chicken with them, obviously excluding these 5 pieces of white wool. So we just bring it around the entire outside of the chicken, but at the bottommost block, like this. Now we're going to repeat what we did with this pattern on the opposite side, but we're going to be missing out the 5 pieces of white wool at the bottom. So we fill in our 2 yellow in the middle, place our 2 2x2 squares to the left and the right, and then we do our 3 wide column on the top, like so. Now we're going to come back to our entranceway, and on the blocks in front of both the blue row and the red row, we're going to break out these 2 blocks. Where we have the dirt in the ground, we're going to replace it with sandstone. And then we're going to grab ourselves our oak doors and place one in each hole. Now for the actual entrance to the game, we're going to break out the 2 blocks above where the yellow wool meets the chicken, as well as the block below it, and fill that in with yellow wool. We're going to come into this space and we're going to break out all of the white wool directly above us, like this. Now we're going to take ourselves our oak planks and coming to the middle block here, we're going to build a column of oak that is 4 blocks high, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Now we're going to come back to that hole we just made above the chicken leg, and we're going to cover this wall on the inside with ladders, so that we can actually get up to the arena. Now where we have these 2 oak columns, we're going to connect them up using our oak planks, and then we're going to take ourselves our oak slabs and cover both the left and the right side of the row with them on the bottom half of the block, like this. And this will create the platform that the players stand on when attempting to hook the chickens to either side. There we go. Now we're going to add in our glowstone. So the first 4 pieces, we're going to come to the top of our oak columns here, where we could still see white wool, and we're going to break out the piece to both the left and the right hand side of each column, and fill it in with glowstone like this. Now we're going to take ourselves our oak planks, and we're going to do one more row in the middle that goes between where we have our 2 pieces of yellow wool. So it ends up splitting up the arena into 2 rectangles like we can see here. Now in these 2 rectangles, we're going to take our glowstone and we're going to place one in the floor in each of the 4 corners of the rectangle, like this. And we repeat that on both sides. There we go. Now we're going to take our oak fences and we're going to place a row that goes on the oak row in the middle of the arena, as well as one on all of the oak planks going around the outside of the arena, like this. And this just stops the chickens from being able to escape, because we wouldn't want that now. And now we're also going to take ourselves our torches, and we're going to come to the back of each side, and we're going to come in 3 blocks from the right, and on the white wall above the fence we're going to place a torch, and we repeat the same on the other side. And now we do that for the other side of the arena as well, like this. And we're also going to take our torches and place one on each of the 4 corners of the rim of the duck's hat, like this. And now for our final step, as today is a very quick build, we're just going to simply fill in each of these 2 rectangles with water. So this can be accomplished by filling in the backhand side and the left hand side, and it will automatically fill in the entire pool with source blocks of water, like this. And there we have it. That is the end of today's video. So it was a quick one, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and please leave a comment below what you'd like to see me build next. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye bye!